Peace be with you, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Trevor. Very grateful to have you here. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a full review on this fragrance, Prada Amber Pour Homme. So this is a 2006 release from the house of Prada. Despite being named Amber Pour Homme, it has no official amber accord listed in the note breakdown, and it has spawned one flanker that is Prada Amber Pour Homme Intense. Both really great fragrances, and sadly both I believe have been discontinued. Certainly getting harder to find, and prices on them are going up. You used to be able to find this for right around $40 to $50 for 100 ml. That's closer to $100 for 100 ml now, and I believe the best prices that I've seen these going for right at the moment of shooting this video are Fragrance Net for right around 96, maybe 91, 96, and then Forever Luxe had it for either 91 or 96. Those are the two best discounters going at the rate for Prada Amber Pour Homme right now. So perfumer behind this fragrance was Daniela Andreyer. She's the in-house perfumer over at Prada, so she's done and offered us a lot of that classic soapy Prada DNA with things like Infusion de Iris, Luna Rosa Carbon, the original Prada L'Homme. However, she's also outside of the house of Prada perfumed creations or participated in the making of things like YSL Myself, Gucci Rush, Zegna Intenso, as well as Etat Libre d'Orange, I Am Trash. So she's done quite a few heavy hitters in the community, and obviously is a really great perfumer. This is one of her best creations in my opinion. So getting right into the note breakdown, I'll put the entire list in visual up on the screen, but what I really get in the opening is cardamom, bergamot, and neroli. So very nice, fresh, invigorating, almost lemony style, sparkly citrus that really introduces the fragrance as fresh and clean. And then in the mid it gets into the main notes for me: geranium, vetiver, and myrrh. Myrrh and saffron are really the two big players for me in the entire fragrance in terms of the note breakdown. So saffron shows up in the base notes as well as some other fragrance notes such as patchouli, which really kind of helps to garner that more ambery style feel. It brings in the sweetness in a way with the vetiver in here that also provides some of the soapy qualities. There's a geranium that makes this cold and clean and refreshing. So then there's also some leather going on in the base. So really the base for me is patchouli, saffron, and like leather, labdanum. That's really kind of like the main players that come out to the foreground for me with the base notes. And with all of those fragrance notes, the major accords that present themselves is this is very soapy, aromatic, resinous. So you do get a lot of that spicy quality coming in, resinous, sweet, almost smoky at times. And then the textural feel that this note breakdown really epitomizes are waxy, powdery, sparkly almost, the way that the saffron and the other spices, as well as the kind of fizzy aspects from the myrrh resin in here, it kind of gives off a sparkly vibe, and also creamy. So you've got creamy, waxy, sparkly, powdery, I think are really the main textural feels that this fragrance gives off to me. So this fragrance is, we're going to go ahead and just put a little bit of the atomizer on skin here. Check out the distribution. Really great atomizer and distribution on this fragrance and from Prada in general, I have found. Just get a reminder of the opening here. Yeah, very fresh, clean, sparkly. It's fairly linear of a scent, so what you get on the initial spray is going to be more or less the wearing experience. As it dries down, though, it does get a lot more powdery and soapy, whereas in the opening and the mid it does have a little bit more of a fresh, invigorating, clean, cold quality to it. I think the geranium plays a large part in making this feel very crisp and white. I think white is one of the color schemes and the tones that this tends to give off. Now, in terms of everyday smells that this could be compared to, it definitely feels like walking into a luxury hotel room after room service is just finished, getting it all spick and span ready for your arrival. Perhaps after a long day of traveling, you've come back and there's this very pristinely clean room waiting for you where you can lay your head to rest. So it does have that comforting, cozy style, restful quality to it, something that you can lay your head down in and feel secure, but also very clean, cold, and crisp. Air-dried linens on a cool breeze in the spring, on a spring day, and the cool breeze on the clothesline. You bring the clothes in from outside and they have that scent of fresh air imbued within the clothes. So you have fresh air-dried linens, a very crisp, clean luxury hotel room and luxury hotel soap mixed in with a little bit of spice. A spicy baby shampoo. So like I said, as this dries down, it really gets into a much more powdery, clean baby shampoo style accord. Very soft aura, intimate projection as it dries down, with pretty good to moderate in the opening and the mid. And then it also just has a little bit of a barbershop feel to it. So like the leather in here kind of reminds you of being in an actual barbershop. So not necessarily the shaving cream or the barbasol, but just the interior of an actual barbershop. You have the leather stools and the chairs. There's a powdery aspect in here from the dusting off of the brushes that they use on the back of your neck and that talcum powder. A little bit of a metallic sheen coming in from, I believe, the geranium, and the way that it just gives this cold, crisp feeling to it. Very, very beautiful fragrance, very beautiful imagery and tonality and coming through with this. I would have to say, if I could compare this in terms of scent profile to other fragrances on the market, Reflection 45 probably comes the closest out of all the fragrances in my collection. It keeps in with that really nice, clean-cut, cold, powdery, soapy vibe with a really beautiful juxtaposition with some warm spices coming in with some resinous qualities. So I would say Reflection 45 is a much more overpriced version of this Prada Amber Pour Homme. And then Sung Homme from Alfred Sung. This is not quite exactly the same. They do share the purple juice color and both have this semi-old school powdery, spicy, soapy vibe. This one's a lot more green and aromatic, I would say, and doesn't get as warm as Prada Amber Pour Homme, but they do similar things. Next we have Platinum Egoiste from Chanel. Again, this one also goes a lot more mentholic, cold, crisp, and metallic than Prada Amber Pour Homme, but they both share in that kind of barbershop cleanliness with a really sharp, spicy quality in here. This one's a lot more herbaceous with its spices. I think rosemary plays a large part of what this one has going on in terms of hot spice, herbaceous feeling there, whereas Prada's is a lot more saffron heavy and gets a little bit more oriental feeling, or spicy in like a hot red sense instead of a green sense, I want to say. And then also another couple fragrances that I have here, Mahir Legacy. This one also has that fresh, clean lavender that's almost like a clothes drying out on the clothesline, but this one brings a nice Middle Eastern spicy facet to the Sedley DNA with that creamy lavender, and so this one also, I feel, has that soapy vibe with a good dose of spice to balance it out in the same way that Prada Amber Pour Homme does. And then finally, the last one to compare it to is La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique, which this one is almost more built for the nighttime, where the Prada is more built for the daytime, but they both share in a cardamom soap sensation. So they both have this nice powdery cardamom over the top of a soapy style cleanliness. This one, the lavender is a lot more creamy and dense and dark, so like I said, this one's a little bit more date night, whereas the Prada is more office friendly. So that being said, like I said, office wear is really great for this. This is a perfect signature scent. I think this is great for all seasons, spring, summer, fall, and winter, although I think the high heat is going to be the only place where I wouldn't rock this one, but summer nights this is perfectly applicable. It's Definitely not a casual fragrance, so I would say business casual to formal are going to be the best times to wear this and the best attires to rock it in conjunction with. Perfect for a man 20 plus. Anybody who is disciplined and put together can rock this fragrance no matter the age. I want to say I think it is a little bit more built for white collar jobs, professions, and individuals in those circumstances. So law, education, finance, these sorts of industries are going to be great to rock this fragrance with, those types of personalities. And yeah, if I had to give it a rating, we'll go over projection and longevity. I get about 7 to 10 hours depending on terms of longevity, and then the projection is a good 2 feet for about 2 hours on me, and then it comes to be a little bit more of an intimate skin scent. And all of that combined, I'm going to give it a score of a 9 out of 10. Only marks down are for it being somewhat situational in the sense that it's more dressed up and more business casual, semi-formal. So it is a perfect signature scent, very versatile, but you have to have a certain type of character to rock it in that fashion. And then it's also a little bit linear, so that are the only detractors I have for this fragrance. Otherwise, I consider this an absolute gem of a fragrance, really great offering. I think Prada's best out of their designer lineup. This is, if I had to keep one from them to rock as a signature or the only one representing in my collection, this would be it. And I have gotten quite a good little dent in this fragrance so far, about maybe like a fifth or a fourth of the way through this bottle. So it has been one that I have really enjoyed wearing. Let me know if you've had any experience with Prada Amber Pour Homme in the comment section down below. And as always, I really appreciate you sticking with me to the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.